Warm welcome. This is Pushtoon here, and you're listening to the Pushtoon Voice. Today's report is about the protest of the Pushtoon Tahafaz movement in Zhobe, South Khyber Pushtunkhwa. Yesterday, there was a group of students, teachers, lawyers, doctors, and the people from every field from the Pashtun nation who marched from Di Khan to this caravan of Pashtun Afghan protesting against the Pakistan army and Pakistan security agencies who have killed many innocent Pashtuns and the government agencies who are involved in the brutal killing and genocide against the Pashtun nation was warmly welcomed by hundreds of people on different stations from the way on the way from Di Khan to Zhobe. The participants of this caravan was chartering against the government agencies and the army that were very much brutal and that were killing the innocent civilians. In the history of Pakistan, Pashtuns are suffered a lot from the last 70 years, but they are first time protesting for themselves and they are raising the voice for their rights. While arrived at Job, thousands of the Pashtun participants were there for welcoming the caravan, and they were very much thirsty to listen to their young leader Manzoor Ahmad Pashti. This is first time that Pushtun is rising as a nation and they are raising their voice. In the participants, apart from the political parties, workers, there were normal people who were never, who did not participate in the political events in the past. Mainly from the political parties, the participants were from the parties, namely Awami National Party, Pakhtunkhwa Milli Awami Party, and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. And apart from that, JUIE was also there to raise the voice for the Pashtun unity and the against the brutality of the government agencies and Pakistani establishment. Different speaker addressed to the participants who were in numbers of thousands, and they have talked about the Afghan unity, that the Durand line cannot divide the Afghan on both sides of the border. We are Pashtun Afghans and no one can change our identity. They have also protested against the blockage of their ID cards, that the Pakistani government has blocked the thousands of the Pashtuns ID cards, and they are then tortured and suffered on every checkpost. The speakers to the protest participants addressed that when we people raise our voices for the rights, for the civil rights, so then the government label us with the traitors, although we are not expecting or demanding anything against the law. One of the main leader of the Pashtun Tahafaz movement, Ali Bazir, said that Pashtun on both sides of the Durand line is the same nation and we are Pashtun Afghans. He further mentioned that Pashtun Afghan are not the terrorists. We are the people who are mostly suffered with the terrorism in the past 40 years. He warned the Pakistani agencies and the establishment to stop their brutality against the Pashtun nation and stop the genocide of the Pashtun nation. He further mentioned in his speech that we have seen the situations in the Waziristan that the army people produced the Taliban themselves. The same people who were in there, they were in uniform, and in the night shift, they were used to be Taliban, and they were serving as the terrorists, and they were not the army and the Taliban was not killing each other, but they were killing the people who were talking about the peace and who were raising their voice for the nation and the one of the student leader from the Qaid Azam University, Islamabad, while he was addressing, he said that although we were protesting peacefully, but in Suwad they labeled us with the as traitors and terrorists, and they put FIR against us that we are the traitors to the nation. Although we are just demanding our rights peacefully, as Punjabis are having their own rights, so do we demand our rights. And if they are denying our rights as the citizens and as the part of this country, then we can better think the second option. He mentioned that Bengal is not itself Bangladesh, but this is because of the establishment and the army decisions uh, and the brutality that time that made the Bengal is Bangladesh. One of the speaker, while addressing to the Pashtun protest, further mentioned that we are warning that the army should stop dishonoring our women's and the elder citizens, Pashtuns, on different checkposts. They are this is their own land, and they should not be treated here as slaves, and we are not the slaves of anybody. We are the equal citizens. If you people accept us the equal citizens, then we should enjoy the same rights as you people are enjoying. During the address to the protesters by the chairman of Pushtoon Tahafaz movement, Manzoor Ahmad Pashteen, said that you should not force us to demand something else. We are people who are asking you with dignity that we should be given the rights as citizens. This time, apart from his five main demands, he also added the demand that there are refugees from the Waziristan to the Afghanistan, so that should be allowed to enter their own territory. If they are not allowing them to enter and to come back to their own home, then he will be leading with the thousands of the protesters to the Durand line to accept and invite those families to their homes back. During his speech, Manzoor Ahmed Pishtin said that we have put five demands in front of the government 1 month ago, but still today none of the demands. He further said that the establishment has tried a lot to stop this protest, and they terrified the people that they would be uh, taking serious actions against them if they have joined the protests. But that time is gone when the people used to be terrified by the agencies, and now the people can raise their voice, and they are now out of that fear, and they will no more bear any such terror from the government. During his speech, He thanked the football teams of the Zhobe who rejected the offer of a football match in the same ground on the same day, and they said we are Pashtuns and we will never go against our people. This is our movement and we will be the part of it on this day. So they rejected the offer. While addressing Manzoor Ahmad Pashtun said that this is now the movement, that no one can stop this. This is an awareness movement for the Pashtun and their rights. Every Pashtun know that what's happening with them, but they were terrified that they could not raise their voice. But now they are out of that stage. Each body is raising their voices on the streets, among the gatherings, and openly, and we should talk openly. He requested the people to send the data about the missing persons to the Pushtoon Tahafaz movement so that they should have a strong evidence against the government that how many people are missing. He mentioned that thousands of people are missing, but they know their family don't know the reason why they are missing and where are they. If they are the people who are involved in some activities in the terrorism, then they should be presented in front of the court. There is nobody allowed to build their own courts at their home like today these agencies and establishments are doing. He advised the Pushtun nation to be united, and the unity is their strength. And further he said that if we are united, so nobody can harm us, and our movement will lead to its goals and targets. But if we are not united and we are in groups, then the establishment will take advantage of this, and we will be always suffered and will be living as slaves on our own land. But now this time I'm warning this establishment that there will be no more slavery. He further said that we are the people of honor and eh, we are honorably asking you, the establishment, to fulfill our demands. If you don't, then we have the second options also. During his address, he mentioned that thousands of mothers and sisters are waiting for their loved ones and they are only believing at your strength, oh my nation, at your strength, and especially the strength of the young people, that this time they will raise their voice for the releasing of those missing persons, and all their mothers and sisters are believing upon your strength. He asked the participants that are you with me and are you will be on my back every time when I asked you, and they all rose their hands to confirm the promise. He said we are peaceful people and we always have shown with our character to the community and international community that we are peaceful. During our sitting in the capital, nothing harmful happened, and we are not violent people, and we will not go on the violent way. But the government should not take advantage of this. We have second options also if our demands are not fulfilled. So I'm warning again the government to fulfill the demands which we have made under the constitutions. If you are believing the Pashtuns as the citizens, then they should be given the rights that you are enjoying. You people are enjoying my resources, but you are not giving me the rights of the citizens. So I don't then rather want to be that type of citizen. Manzoor Ahmad Pashtun further said in his speech that the MI military intelligence has warned the media to not give coverage to the protest. He said, "This is thousands of people are gathering and they are making their voice. Today it is the era of social media, and you cannot stop us from to give coverage to our protests." And he asks his fellow Pushtoons to share as much as possible on the social media. And he said that the Pakistani media should also give him and his protests and his movement the coverage, because it's the right of him as a human. We are not violent people, we are peaceful people, and we are simply asking for our rights. But if you are not doing, then uh, then each of our member will be becoming a journalist itself. And one of the proof is this, that the voice of Pushtun. I'm not a journalist, I'm not a reporter, but as the black screen of the Pakistani media, who are not give coverage to our protests. So we have decided to come and to serve as the reporter, to convey our message to the international community that what's happening with us. Manzoor Ahmad Pashtun further said that there will be protests in the Qilla Saifullah, and there will be the largest and the huge protests in which the Pashtuns will be demonstrating their power with their numbers. Although in today's protests, thousands of Pashtuns were protesting against the government, but he said that the on 11th of March 2018 there will be a much larger protest, and before that the government should be serious about our demands. Otherwise, then they would not blame us whatever happened. Thank you so much for your time, and that's all for today about the Zhobe protests and the long march from Dia Khan to Zhobe.